The Treasury Department says those recent reports you may have seen about tax refunds, they're saying they are misleading. And of course, they let us know this in a tweet because that is how we officially communicate these days. So here's the thing, we've all been seeing complaints about people being surprised about how little they're getting back this year or how much they have to surprisingly pay. So the Treasury Department tweeted a response for you. They're saying news reports on reduction in IRS filings and refunds are misleading. Refunds are consistent with 2017 levels and down slightly from 2018 based on a small initial sample from only a few days of data.
Shouldn't they be higher if you gave a big tax cut though?
Right,
that's the whole point.
That little part in, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, wait a minute. And of course, everyone is keeping an eye, again, like good point, on this year's filing, because this filing, this reflects the changes of the first full year of changes for the GOP's 2017 tax overhaul that many people had been saying, hey, this is not gonna be good for you all in the middle there, supporting this.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for the middle. It's not gonna be good for a lot of people who are kind of rich, but not really rich.
Right, right.
Sheldon Adelson got like $674 million.
Right.
No, if you're super rich, you do really well.
But those of us who have to, because the Trump administration is petty and punitive, people in states that didn't support him in New York and California with super high property taxes, those are no longer going to be deductible. And I have no doubt that when I pay my taxes, I'm going to pay more money than I did last year. I'm 100% positive that I'm
your
going to pay more.
state tax you will not be able to deduct in California. That's another
That's
double
what I meant,
ding.
state tax, not property tax. Yeah.
It's another double ding. That's exactly right.
So states where you were highly taxed, where there's a huge high state tax, like New York, like California, two states that obviously didn't and never would support a guy like Donald Trump. We're gonna take a hit on it. There's no question.
Right.
And I think he thinks that's great.
What's fascinating though to me about this reports are misleading. A lot of the reports are comprised of actual complaints from real people who have filed their tax returns and been horrified by the outcome. So it's how is that misleading?
I mean, what was not misleading? Every report that said that this is a tax break for the 1%, right? Sure. That's who got this tax break.
Yeah, we could see this one coming down the highway.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
so good. I mean, this is being played as a moderately small story in the sea of mendacity that comes out of the Trump administration and Trump on a daily basis, and the criminal behavior and the Mueller indictments and everything that's sort of building and building and building. But where he'll lose some of his base are people who are like, I thought I was going to get like an $8,000 tax break. It turns out I owe $3,300 more.
Yeah.
But is that going to finally be? Is it money that does it? Like, is that going to finally be? Because we saw what happened to Harley Davidson, and there wasn't as much pushback and people coming out. People, like, hey, I've lost my job, or like coming out against that.
Initially, you saw things like the Harley Davidson situation in the agriculture community. You saw it as, well, I'm taking a hit right now, but I still support the president, because there was some identity associated with supporting Trump. But I think the answer is yes. The economy and how much money you have does rule the day. And if there is enough of a pinch, and there should be, on the, quote, middle class, which is being eliminated in this country, of course, then it will have an effect. It'll have an effect beyond the presidency. It'll have an effect on the GOP across the board.
But these are less, this is, I mean, there's some good programs on cable news, I guess, but they don't,
they don't talk
about stuff like this because this requires, reporting, right? And that's not what they do. They get a bunch of people. I mean, that's what we do too. We get a bunch of people together and we talk about stuff. Right?
But this information was out there, just like you said. Like this was out there.
Yeah,
but very clear.
That said, if look, there's the path to whoever Democratic nominee is in 2020. There's an incredibly easy path to victory. Win back Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. States Democrats have done very well in Wisconsin and Michigan, and well in Pennsylvania lately. It's not hard. So, and those are states with a lot of working class voters who I imagine are going to be pissed about this. And these were 77,000 votes. That means turning around 38,500 people in 3 states. That's how close this election was, which is how Donald Trump managed to win while losing by 2.8 million votes.
That's right. You can point at the GOP and point to them clearly as the party of empty promises that are only concerned with feathering their own bed. And then you can point to the open corruption in this administration and in this party that is now control of Washington. It is open corruption. Between that and the economy, as Ben says, it shouldn't be a tough shot. We'll see.
And that's not even counting what I think will also happen in 2020, which is to say nothing of maybe a landslide possibility, but those 3 states, and then you add Florida, you add North Carolina, and it's not that, and we're not actually in a very close election, and a Democrat wins by 5 million votes and wins the Electoral College easily.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber, and second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.